Pokemon, teamfight tactics, any survival crafter you could throw a rock at with a look similar to that of Fortnite. Today on Before You Play, we're going to be taking a look at Illuvium. Let's see if it can combine all of those games mentioned to be something worth your time. Overworld is the RPG component of Illuvium. There are 3 components currently. There is Overworld, Arena, and Zero. Today, we are only focusing on Overworld. As the RPG element of the 3, it means you are going to be running around the Overworld looking for resources, uncovering the mysteries of the fantastically beautiful planet that you are stranded on, whilst trying to encounter and capture some of the Illuvials. Let's take a look at the good, the bad, and the updatable.
Is that good?
Yeah,
that okay?
that's awesome.
Oh.
The first thing you will notice that is good, if not fantastic, when you jump into this game is the graphics itself and the small attention of detail they have paid to all of the animations. Everything in this world, whether it's a basic thing you are doing or something monumental that's meant to be spectacular, looks amazing. You can tell that the team have really spent a lot of time on the graphics and the animation themselves. Whilst you're in this beautiful world, you'll definitely need some sort of movement system to get around it that matches how great it looks. And I do think the team have really nailed this. I have said on stream that I believe you could make a game loop solely out of the movement system they have included in the Overworld gameplay. You can glide, you can double jump on some kind of net that you can keep double jumping, so maybe triple, quadruple, or fifth-tuple jump using this net as long as you have energy. Once you've got to the highest point you can gracefully glide back down with some sort of squirrel suit before landing and sliding on the ground. I have had great fun playing with this movement system whilst really not achieving too much in the game, but it has been super enjoyable to experience a fluid movement system opposed to some of the clunky movement styles we've experienced previously in this space. Along with the graphics itself, the world looks great. Not just because of the visual way it looks, but because of the way it has been put together. It makes sense. There are games out there that have got fantastic graphics and fantastic animations, but their world just doesn't seem to make sense. It doesn't make sense that you are a person in this and this is a world that could exist even in your wildest fantasies. One thing I'm going to add to this good list is something that has changed throughout the playtests, and it is the crafting system. Now the crafting system seems a lot more logical, and you're able to see the end item but then the smaller items within it that you then can click on and forge directly from the final recipe. I think this cuts out a lot of steps, as previously you would have to go back and forth between all the different items you need, but now you can craft the smaller items within the final recipe itself, and this saves what I think is a lot of time and a lot of confusion, because some of the names can be quite hard to remember. We've taken a look at the good, let's jump into the updatable. Firstly, I've said I love the movement and I said I loved being in the world. What I don't love is having my camera buried in the back of the player. This could personally be a me opinion, but it feels like I could step the camera back maybe 1 or 2 meters and it really give me more of a chance to see how the world is living around me whilst I'm enjoying this movement system. The world is fantastic, as I've stated more than once, but I feel we're missing out on seeing a lot of that within the movement system just due to how close the camera is to the player. They currently have a tutorial in the game, and I do like this. It kind of adds a face to learning and teaching you the basics of the game. But after that, I have not encountered any other NPCs to interact with. This may be something that is getting changed later and is already pre-planned, or this may be on purpose. But in the tutorial, it's talking about how we're trying to get all these materials together to repair our ship, which you can actually find on the hub island as well.
We need all hands on deck to fix the Leviathan. It's our only way off this rock.
But there's no one else around. Am I the only one stranded with this ship? Where's the rest of the crew? I think if there was some NPCs guiding me in this way, or maybe I've understood the lore wrong, but it kind of feels a bit empty. Yes, there are the Illuvials cutting around and the bugs and the minerals and everything you are farming, but I just kind of feel there needs to be more people. I have mentioned how the crafting system has come a long way throughout these builds, but one thing that still does irritate me is there is a separate tab for stuff that is currently processing. Within this tab, the only thing that is there is the crafting queue. There is a lot of space in the actual crafting menu that you could have just put this queue, so you can see that you are already crafting this. There is a small pop-up or small indication when you do start the crafting, but because you can no longer see it in the queue, if you're a streamer, like myself, that keeps moving over to the chat, I ended up double crafting stuff more than once because I hadn't registered the pop-up telling me I was already crafting one. So just moving that into where you're already doing all of your crafting, I think would be a great update in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at the bad.
That's terrible.
Firstly, I want to touch on one that could have gone into Updatable or bad, or just in general, my opinion. At the start, I said this could be in line with any survival crafter you could throw a rock at. And I have a lot of hours within this genre. Over 600 hours in 7 Days to Die, over 400 hours in Rust, and basically any other game that came into early access on Steam as well. With Overworld though, I don't find the same desire to go out there and keep grinding to get everything I need to upgrade my gear that would then allow me to go to the next phases within the game. I'm not sure what this is. I think it could be the level of time and the amount of resources you get compared to how quickly you are progressing. I feel the progression in the game currently is a bit slow compared to the amount of grind I'm putting in. Or if the amount of grind I'm putting in is intentional to be this long, I would wish the things I am creating made a much more noticeable difference within the gameplay to really make it worth my time going out there and spending all this time gathering the things to make it for what sometimes feels like nearly an improvement I don't notice at all. And the second major bad point that I have encountered so far, this could be due to the stage it is within development, or this could be working as intended. But currently you have to pay to get the resources, the fuel, to move onto the next tiers. So you can run tier 0 for free, but if you want to progress anywhere past then, you need to start spending money, or crypto, I guess, if you don't relate the two to each other. I initially thought that this might just be due to the development stage we are in, as I know there was talk around 0 being the fuel supplier for Overworld, but again, that could be something where you are buying from 0 and then taking it into the Overworld. We will add a caveat if this point is incorrect, but everywhere I have searched and everywhere I have spoken to, you do need to be paying money to progress past tier 0, and I think locking gameplay behind that sort of level of microtransaction is just not great for user experience. Yes, I understand that games do need to make money, but no, I don't think this amount of gameplay being locked behind microtransactions is really the way to go.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
Getting started is relatively easy. All you have to do is you have to head over into Epic and just download the game from there. Currently, no code is required. Once you've got into the game, you'll be prompted to sign in. You can sign in using Google, but this will redirect you to the Immutable site, and you will have to set up a passport if you don't have one already. Don't worry, you don't really have to interact with anything blockchain related. It is as simple as signing in with your Google the same way as you might do on any other gaming platform. So this is actually quite nice in my opinion. Once you have done all that, you are ready to jump in. Overall, I think Illuvium Overworld has definitely come on leaps and bounds from where it was when I first tried it. The overworld previously felt empty, barren, vacuumous, and really did not feel enjoyable to play. The team has put in a lot of good work to make it more enjoyable to be there. In general, I would say this is a game you should check out. You can play through tier 0, see if you like it. Don't forget to check out games.gg for all your news and gaming stuff over there as well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a video from us over here at games.gg. Till next time, goodbye.